Today I was running errands, and when I left the house, it was much later than I had expected to leave. And as I thought that my whole day was shot because I was off schedule, I remembered this time years ago when I had a similar experience and how everything ended up working out better than I could have planned. So the story is, several years ago, I was going to a soccer tournament to see a friend's kid, and I had planned to be there at a certain time. And the event was like over an hour away from where I lived. So I needed to leave by a certain time in order to take care of some errands on the way and arrive at the tournament when I had planned to arrive. And so, as I'm in the kitchen getting ready for cleaning up things that I had been doing that morning, I look at the clock and realize that I'm supposed to be leaving right then. And I still have meal prep stuff to clean up in the kitchen. So, I know that I'm already late. And I have the thought, I'm already late. And at the time, I was doing a lot of work on being here now, recognizing the present moment. And I remember saying out loud, I'm not late. Everything is in divine timing. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And that's a hard thing for me to accept sometimes because I really appreciate routines and plans, and structure makes me feel safe when so much of my life is often out of control. I said that mantra and I finished the things I needed to clean up in the kitchen and then got on the road and headed to where this event was happening. And because I was late, I decided to run the errands at a store that was in a less familiar area because it was closer to where I was headed. And while I was in that store, a friend that I hadn't seen in over a year just happened to also be in the same store at the same time. And we had a chance to catch up for a little bit, which we hadn't been able to get our schedules to coordinate for quite a while. When we finished catching up, I finished running my errands and she did hers. We went our separate ways, and I headed to the soccer field where my friend's kid was playing in the soccer tournament. So I get a parking spot and I start walking to the field. And as I'm walking to the field, I run into another friend who just happens to be leaving the field at that moment because her kids had just finished playing in the tournament. And we cross paths again, someone I hadn't seen for a while. And because I was arriving at that exact moment, I was able to say hello to her and catch up briefly while I was on the way to see my friend, who was the whole purpose for me going. And the whole thing, just in the moment when that happened, reminded me that I'm not late. My life is on time. It's okay if things aren't going exactly how I'd planned, because when I can trust that things are working for my best, for my highest good, they really do seem to work out that way. And you don't always see it as clearly as I did that particular day. But when I left the house today and I felt like I was running late and all my errands had gotten my whole day off track, it was really helpful to have this reminder that when I just trust that I'm exactly where I need to be, it makes me feel better. And I think that in itself helps me see things that I couldn't see or recognize if I'm caught up in this feeling of being late or feeling like I'm behind somehow. So take from that whatever you will, but I just wanted to share because it was such a powerful experience for me years ago, and to be able to remember that today when I was having a similar thought just helped me to relax and trust that that's true in so many parts of our lives that we might not realize. But when we remind ourselves of that, life gets a little bit easier.